My weight loss journey is a constant battle with myself. I have to fight my demons virtually every day. I've had issues with food throughout the entirety of my adult life. There have been some pretty low points where I've indulged in comfort eating, sometimes for months at a time. I was perhaps at my worst about a decade ago, when I'd frequently stop for McDonald's breakfast on the way to work, and on the way home stop at a filling station or a convenience store to feast on biscuits, on crisps, on chocolate and sweets. The rational part of my brain knew that my actions were ridiculous, but it didn't stop the behavioural trait. Things weren't always that bad, and there have been long periods of time when I haven't indulged in comfort eating. I can go several months at a time when I don't habitually eat just to feel a bit better about myself. And looking back, the times where I didn't comfort eat were good times. I didn't lose any weight, I wasn't being particularly fit and healthy, but at least I wasn't gaining any more weight. I'm educated enough, I'm intelligent enough to know that my actions were unwise. I attribute my actions to the fact that somehow psychologically I always felt that the damage was already done. I kind of just accepted that I was morbidly obese and that was going to be it for life. I wouldn't say I was ever clinically depressed. In fact, most of the time I was relatively happy with life. But something always triggered this comfort eating. It was totally irrational. Skipping forward to the present day, I'd now say that I'm in a stage of recovery. I'm not over my issues, but I'm dealing with them. I'm coping with them, and I'm having a lot of success. I'm no longer using food as a crutch. If I have a bad day, or I've had a bad experience, I find other ways to cope. I'm not using food as a mechanism to cope with daily life. Not that I haven't had the occasional lapse, but I'm able to pull it together and to get back on track and continue with my weight loss journey. And so far, I've avoided the slippery slope and haven't reverted back to my behavioural traits from the past. I have adopted a number of strategies that have helped me to overcome the tendency to comfort eat. The most significant change that I've made in my life is the fact that I have eradicated alcohol. Alcohol in itself is laden with calories, but worse still for me was the fact that it often led me to make incredibly bad choices with food. I was much more likely to eat sugary snacks or to overindulge when I'd had a few pints of beer. And moreover, I was much more likely to crave fatty food the next day. By cutting out alcohol, I've been able to make decisions with food with a clear head. Quitting alcohol hasn't been a magic bullet, and occasionally I do make bad decisions. But ultimately, I'm definitely heading in the right direction because I'm able to make all of my decisions with a clear and sober mind. Advice to anyone who struggles with food and overconsumption would be to stop drinking alcohol, or at least to drastically reduce your consumption. Like I say, I've had the occasional bad day, but I haven't drifted back into my old tendencies. Once in a while, I'll finish off my children's dinner if they leave leftovers, or even steal their sweets and chocolate. And on those occasions, once I've done it once, I might do it time and time again through the course of the day. But the next day, I reset and I start over. And these tendencies have not become habitual again. As I say, they are few and far between. Really, I could count them on the fingers of one hand. I acknowledge that I'm in recovery, and I'll be in recovery for the whole of my life. But the fact that I'm aware of these facts is a huge plus. It means my awareness is going to ensure that I don't fall off the wagon completely. By developing a deeper understanding of my tendencies and my behavioural traits, I'm able to keep focused on what matters, the weight loss journey, getting fitter, being healthier, working on my wellness, and developing strategies that mean I am not likely to regress back into the old habits that I've worked so hard to overcome.